I'm Blacked Out Reviews, and this is my review of Despicable Me 4. I can't believe it, guys, after all this time. Wow! Man, this is great. Look, man, I don't hate Illumination. I do think they're the worst in the animation business right now, but I think the online discourse of it is actually like a little bit overstated. In general, I do genuinely think that this is like the worst company in animation, not because they make bad films. Don't get me wrong, they make mediocre films, but it's the fact that they don't try. They don't do anything to go above and beyond what they should be doing. Because when it comes to Illumination, they don't try to make good films. They make safe, generic, slapstick fun movies, which isn't a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fun just to have kids just go into a film and just enjoy some like dumb slapstick humor, just some dumb whatever stuff. But I genuinely think after Despicable Me, they looked at each other eye to eye and was like, you know what? Let's not try. Let's give up, cash in our chips, and make money. And you know what? I don't blame them, because after they saw the Minions, they were like, we have a cash cow on our hands. and now they don't try, because this movie is the perfect example of a dying franchise. Wait, okay, sorry, not dying, because this movie's gonna make bank, I know that. This is the perfect example of a movie that is just, this is franchise fatigue at its finest, to where they don't know what they're doing, they don't care that they don't know what they're doing, and they're just fine coasting off the popularity of what it once was. So, I'm gonna just go over the plot real quick, and then we're gonna go into why this sucks. So, here's the plot for this movie. Gru takes down a bad guy. Then, the bad guy breaks out. And then, they have to go undercover. And then, hijinks ensue. Gru fights the bad guy. The Minions become the Avengers. The end. Now, if you want me to go more in detail for this, that would be me putting more work into what the writers and the overall movie producers did for this. Because this movie is bad. Because, like, I don't like Despicable Me 3, but at least they kind of tried with the whole Drew subplot. And I do like the 80s villain. But here, there is nothing to like at all. Because there's just so many plot lines that just don't add up. Because this feels like the writers had like 10 different jokes and setups, but none of them like connected. But they were like, well, we gotta release this movie somehow. So they just put them together and just like called it a day. Because when it comes to Despicable Me, I think the main appeal I have, and I hopefully believe most people have for this series, is the found family connection between like Gru and the girls, Gru and Lucy and stuff like that. But in this movie, he's just not with them at all. And yeah, you could say the same thing for like Despicable Me 3, but at least he's like bonding with his brother. Here, he's just like, you know, like blackmailed to become a villain again, which they kind of technically did in 3, so they're not really treading any new ground there. And then when it comes to like the girls and Lucy, I honestly forgot they were in the movie sometimes, because like the girls do karate, that goes nowhere. Lucy is like, you know, a hairstylist, and that's like a nowhere. That's a nothing burger. That's a nothing plot. Like the movie basically just revolves around Gru and the baby Gru Jr., which by the way, that's a great marketing toy right there. Just go and dick around and just like, I don't know, do stuff, I guess. Like I don't know what to say. I guess like for a positive, I like Poppy. She's kind of cool, I guess. You know, she's like this like creepy like villain in training girl, and I'm like, you're kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. I need to find some light at the end of the tunnel here. And then we also have a plot line with Gru playing tennis, and that goes nowhere. And then we have, oh, this is the biggest goes nowhere plot. So basically, you know, like the main headliner for this movie that was in like all the trailers and everything is the Minions becoming like superheroes, aka the quote unquote mega Minions. And when I say this doesn't matter, I say this doesn't matter at all. Because basically the AVL just turns them into superheroes. They go out for like training montage or whatever, they fail. And then at the end of the movie, whenever Gru's fighting the main bad guy, when, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna get to there, when he like beats the main bad guy, they come in to like do nothing, like they just beat him up. And at that point, the main bad guy's already defeated, so there's no point to the Mega Minions. Like, they're just there for marketing and just to look fun for kids. And it's the fact that it's like so obvious. At least for Disney movies, it's at least somewhat subtle, quote unquote, but here it doesn't even matter to the plot, so why would I care? Like, if there was like something important for them to do, then yeah, I would go like, it's stupid, but like whatever, they did something. But here, they don't do anything. It doesn't matter. But I guess I should talk about the villain, and that's Maxime Lamal, who's played by Will Ferrell. And let me tell you, when I say this is like what hurts me most, this really does. Because I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan. He's by far one of my favorite comedic actors of all time. Definitely more than Steve Carell.
I wake up in the morning,
and to see him done dirty like this is absolutely atrocious. Because one positive I could say about all three of the first movies is that they have great villains, by far standouts, especially you, Vector. You're my golden child. But here, he sucks, man. Not because he's bad, but because he doesn't have anything to do. Because he has great chemistry with Gru, because, you know, like Steve Carell and, you know, Will Ferrell, they're like great friends or whatever. But here, it just sucks because basically, like in the other movies, they actually interact with each other every now and then. But here, he's just like trying to find them. So like, we just like cut to him every like 30 minutes of him just going like, I'm gonna get you, Gru, and it's just like, it doesn't matter. And then like his backstory is also bad. I don't need some complicated like my parents died backstory, but I need something more than, hey, you upstaged me in my 9th grade play, or like, I don't care. I don't even care to remember. But dude, this is just sad, man, because like I like the Despicable Me movies. Like, they're not great, they're not perfect, but at least I like the fact that, you know, like, they're somewhat fun. Look, I don't want to be too negative here, because in the end, this is supposed to be just like a fun movie for kids. Every animated feature I see doesn't have to be deep like Inside Out, or have to be like cool with like visuals like Kung Fu Panda, but I just can't defend this one. I could defend most of the Despicable Me movies just for like having cool stuff in them. Like, I could defend 2 for having, you know, like El Macho and Lucy. Hell, I could even defend 3 for having Balthazar Bragg, because I think he's a cool 80s villain. But there's nothing here to latch onto. Like, I don't need every movie to have like deep themes or messages, but I feel like maybe actually try. And I know, like, Illumination just thinks that, like, you know, like, the audience are, like, stupid or whatever. And, yeah, they haven't directly said it, but you could tell by the way that they just make their movies. They truly do. But, I don't know, man. This just sucks, man. This really is bad. Like, this is like a 4 out of 10, man. I don't know why I saw this movie opening day. I saw it with my friends, so, like, that's cool. Like, that's a good memory to have. But, like, in the end, this genuinely sucks. I don't know. I guess the lesson for today is just like, appreciate your friends and family. I guess for another positive note, so I don't end this off like too bleak, is that whenever I was like 6, I don't even know, it was like 2013, I actually went to a drive-in theater and saw Despicable Me 2 with my family. And then I fell asleep for Man of Steel, because that's like a mid-tier movie. I don't know, that was a good memory I have. I don't know, I'm blacked out reviews. I reviewed it so you don't have to. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Alright, that's it.